Hey everybody, it's me, Natty Bumpercar, and I want to let you know that we're only 3 episodes away from our 400th episode. Wait, including today, it might be 2, 97, 98, 99, and then 400. Whoa. And so we want to do something super special for the 400th episode. So what I've done is I've written an intro, and it's like a song type of thing, and I sent it out to a bunch of people, and I was just like, hey, you can read this or you can sing it or whatever. And here's the thing, I was wondering if you would want to be part of the intro too. If you do, just find me at Natty Bumpercar on Twitter and send me a message, and then I'll send you the script for the intro, and then I'll put it all together, and then maybe you can be part of something that's pretty cool. At least I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty special. Pretty super special. Just like you. Come on, let's do it. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Natty. Natty. It's Natty Bumpercar, and I'm thrilled to be with you here today because I've got an amazing story. A phenomenal story. Of something that...
Hey, Natty, what's your story? Well, you can get to it soon, I'm sure, but before you get to it, I had a pretty cool story as well.
Yeah, that's great, Pig, but this, I really want to share this story, and I kind of thought this was just going to be one of those, Bumpercar tells a story kind of episodes.
Yeah, no, that would be unfortunate and indiscriminate, as I also have a couple, I actually have several, three. If you have 2, now that's a couple, and 3, what is that, several? I have several stories that I wanted to impart upon today's Bumper podcast.
I don't think that, I really don't think we have time because I wanted to tell I have one story and I was super excited about telling it, and so maybe can I just tell my story?
Yeah, so wait, so now you're saying that nobody else gets to tell a story. It's gonna be all you the whole time?
You know, I had 3 stories that I wanted to tell, and as a arbiter of truth and ipso facto,
Okay. You okay?
I can't think of the word offhand.
That's because you're just speaking gibberish. We're already almost 3 minutes in, and I want to tell my story. And so how about I'll tell my story, then Pig, you can tell your story, and then Rufus, you can tell as many stories as you want with the time that we have left.
I mean, that seems okay to me. It's whatever. I don't even want to fight. I got no energy.
I'm game if you're game.
Okay.
So let's proceed then.
Okay, great. So in taking care of time, we had a yard sale last weekend. In the morning, I got up and I moved the car around the corner so that there would be more room in the driveway for the stuff. And when I moved the car, it was 7:30 in the morning. There was a mama duck, and she was gray, and she had this bright blue stripe on her, and she was standing there with 5 little ducklings, right on the corner. And so I got out.
Wait. So there was a duck?
There was a mama and 5 little ducklings, and they were standing on the corner.
And so your story is about ducks?
Yeah, why? I don't understand. That's... The name of the episode is Lucky Ducks, and so it's about ducks.
Okay, whatever. I don't care about it. I've never read the title. But the thing is, my story is also about ducks.
Really? Okay, what is yours?
Yeah. So I'm walking down by the stream, and there's some ducks around doing duck things, quacking, swimming, whatnot. And all of a sudden, this mama duck runs over. She's got some little baby ducks with her, right? And she's freaked out, okay?
Oh, okay. Well, this is interesting because I think I know why she was freaked out.
Now, hold on one second. As your legal representation here, Natty, I, Rufus T. Rufus, am telling you not to say another word. I believe that this is being recorded somehow, somewhere, some way, somehow. I did that twice. But so I would say, do not implicate yourself if you consider yourself happy as a free man.
I'm obviously happy as a free man, but I'm not going to implicate myself because I didn't do anything wrong. So, Pig, I think what happened was, so I saw the ducks, I took their picture, and I was going to show it to the kids. And then she waddled off, right? And the little ducklings followed her. But then I still heard this like beep, 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 beep all around me. It was baby ducks. And I was looking around everywhere, and
I know, and they had fallen into the sewer grate. Is this true? This is what she was saying. She was saying to all the ducks. She was like, ducks, we gotta go save my babies. They fell down into, she didn't say sewer grate, but she said metal hole is what she said.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. I looked down, and there were, I think I counted like 6 baby tiny little ducklings, and they were stuck down in the sewer. And then I laid down, and I tried to see if I could get my arm in there to get them, but there wasn't enough space. And so then I...
Now, hold on one second, because this is right around when I would have received a phone call, woke me up out of my slumber, my beauty sleep, and it was a mama duck, and she was honking and squawking about the grates, the metal holes. She said, "This town, my babies, I need help, I need representation." And I said, "Ma'am, I will be there toot sweet."
So I saw her on the phone when she was talking to all the ducks to get them to help, and nobody could help because, what's a duck gonna do? And then she was on the telephone, and so she must have been talking to you, because then she scooped up all of her babies and she ran off. She said, I gotta go.
Don't go. No, I'm just kidding. So here's the thing. I called home because I was about a block and a half away, and I was like, here's a situation. It's a very serious situation. Get over here with the kids. And then while they were coming over, I actually called the police. And they sent over 3 cars to help out.
Now that's interesting to me, because I actually met Mama Duck at the police station, and there were no cars there. There was no one there to help us. They also said they're off on very important business, and they would not tell me what was going on.
So, and I'm still over by the stream with the ducks, and we actually got out we were drawing up on paper some plans to see how we could figure out how to get the ducks out. And it was, let me tell you, ducks are not great planners, okay? I'm not besmirching, but from my experience, my own personal experience, ducks, not so great.
Okay, well, so the police came, and I was able to lift the grate like maybe a half an inch up, but it was really heavy. And so these guys, they were giant, they were really big, and they came, and they, they're looking at it. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna call the town. They're gonna have to bring over a tractor to lift this." And all of a sudden, I was just like, "Guys, I'm scrawny. I was able to lift it a bit. I think that you can do it." And they got these tools out, and we figured out the physics of where the fulcrum, where you should put the thing to pull the thing so you can get down in there. And it was like a 45-minute ordeal. And the thing was, there were 2 pipes under the street. There's one under the whole street, and then one smaller one. And what they would do is they would run back and forth. So we had to take off 2 grates, and they would just beep, 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 beep. And you could hear them get quieter as they were going under the street. Beep, 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 beep. And you're like, oh, they ran over that way. And we even we put like something into the grate to kind of like make them make the decision to come closer towards, and they finally did. And while we were getting the ducks, we realized, wait, we gotta have somewhere to put these ducks. So I ran home, and I got a little container, and it was so funny because my kid, he grabbed like a little sauce pot, like small, and I was just like, "What? That's big enough for 1 duck? We got 7 ducks over there."
I want to make sure he was not grabbing the sauce pot for any other reason. I'm just gonna make a notation here, okay?
Rufus, you doing okay? Your voice got a little grizzled there.
I'm just worried about the ducklings is all. You understand?
Okay,
It's a serious situation.
He wasn't going to do anything to the ducks. But we brought a bigger container. We put them in there. I brought a towel because they kept hopping out. Hop, 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 beep, 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 hop, hop, hop. And we eventually got all the ducklings. Hooray! It was a big deal. In the process, one of the ducklings had jumped out and run under a bush. And so that was a big deal. And I thought that they had gotten that duckling. So then I carried all of them over. The police and we made a parade across the street and I went to where I had seen the mama duck kind of go early.
Yeah, it's down by the little stream river thing, huh?
Yeah. And so we went, there was this house that someone had bought and they were doing work on it, so there was no one there. So we went down that driveway, and at the end of the driveway, it was like this crazy hedge that someone had cut an entrance into. But it wasn't like a nice, it was like all bedraggled and scary and like Narnia and bad times. And then we got back there, and there was this like dilapidated shed house, and a tree had fallen. There was a bridge over the. It was a lot to take in.
You're saying there was a tree that had fallen. I wonder if I can litigate that situation for them. Did you get the address for me, sir?
Of course I didn't. I didn't. That's not the first thing that I think of. It's not even like the fifth thing I think of, if I'm to be completely honest.
All right, settle down, Bumpercar. You don't need to be mean, all right? Just tell your duck story.
Yeah. So all ducks saved. And I walked him over the bridge, around, ended up getting poison ivy, hooray, and went to the edge of the little stream, and to the right of us and to the left of us, there was a lot of ducks. I would say about 20, 30 ducks. And my family were worried. They were like, well, I don't see the mom, do you? And I was like, listen, I'm sure one of these ducks knows Mama Duck, and she's going to relay the information, to her that, the babies are here. So I just kind of tipped the container over, and all the ducklings, they just hopped out. Beep, 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 beep. And it was the cutest, like it was so. And then here's a fun thing, like they could walk, right? But they also, they just hopped right in the water. They started swimming. And it was I was like, look at you guys with your swimming.
All right. So did you have any other, that's your whole story?
No. So then later in the day, after the yard sale, our neighbor had somebody who bought something from us. It was a blender, and she didn't know how to use a blender, and she was asking me how to use a blender. And so I went over and I was trying to show her. Now, bear in mind, she had bought this blender for $3, which in my mind, at a yard sale, if you buy something for $3 and you take it away, the transaction is done. I'm not your tech support. I don't have to explain how the blender works. It's a blender. But I went over to show her. And I'm standing on the stairs. And I looked down. I heard beep, beep, beep. And I looked down. I went, oh. And then she looked down and screamed. It was a baby duckling. And when she yelled, he ran around the house. And baby ducklings can run really quick.
Can I hear the dogs barking? Can you contain them, Rufus?
I am not on dogged duty. I cannot. Those dogs, they are more than I can handle.
Yeah,
back to you, Bumpercar.
So I ran around. He kind of fell into this little hole, like some stairs. So I was able to wrangle him. And then I held him close to my heart. And he calmed down. And then we walked back over across the street through the same place, and I just kind of gently put him down on the ground, and he went beep, beep, beep down some rocks, and then he hopped into the stream, and then he just swam away. It was the cutest thing ever.
I think in between those times, duck saving 1 and duck saving 2, I was no longer down at the creek. I going to take a nap, if I'm to be completely honest. And, so our two stories were the same story, just from different perspectives, huh?
Yeah, now, and it sounds like one of my stories was also tied up as a mama duck. And just so you know, we did come back, she and I, to the creek, and we found her babies. So she was reunited, but she was still missing that one. So I hope that he got back to her, because that sounds like a beautiful story right there.
See, at the beginning of the episode, we were all fighting over who's going to tell our stories, and it sounds like my story and Pig's story and Rufus's story were all the same. So they were all tied together.
I think he had 3 stories.
Yeah. Yep. I was kind of hoping that we managed to avoid that, but sure. Rufus, do you have other stories?
I do. Now, both of my other stories, they circumnavigate around the grocery store where I went, and I was looking for some peanut butter, but I have since discovered that I've got a bit of a peanut butter allergy. And then I do miss very much peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And then can I tell you that they have invented a peanut-free peanut butter is what it's called. It could just be called butter, I suppose. But I got it, and it's delicious, and I'm just thrilled to be back in the saddle, back in the peanut butter and jelly sandwich saddle.
All right. Well, I'm thrilled that you. Good job. That makes me happy. So that's 2 stories. We're already running late. So what's your last story?
Well, Natty, it all began when I was a child growing up in the woods of the mountains.
Nope, can't do it. Nope.
Well,
Any story that starts off when I was a kid, I am out. Maybe
Yeah.
another episode, kid.
We can't. Sorry, Rufus. That's weird. Yeah. Maybe you can have your own episode coming up at some point, but probably not. We'll see. All right, everybody. I hope the little ducklings are listening. We saved your lives. Yay!
The Bumper Podcast is an oftentimes hilarious weekly romp with Natty Bumpercar and some of his pals. It is family-friendly, clean, and ridiculous. Thanks a bundle for listening. If you love our show and you'd like to help support the podcast, check out our Patreon page at https://www.patreon.com/Natty Bumpercar. Also, pretty please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Share it with everyone everywhere, post about it on all of the social medias, or leave a rating and review. The Bumper Podcast is produced at headquarters in Coffee Can Alley. It's recorded, mixed, and produced by producer. The Bumper Podcast features contributions from Aloysius J. Pig, Rufus T. Rufus, Doodle Poodle, Robot, Trunks, and a gaggle of other silly rascals. Our head talker is probably Natty Bumpercar. We also have an absurd newsletter. Check it out and subscribe at nattybumpercar.com/subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Natty Bumpercar. Hugs and hearts. See you soon.
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.